Good morning, everyone. My name is Desiree, and I am your analyst. I tried to go live a few times this morning, but for some reason, my headphones, it was echoing, so I have to figure out the reason why. So for now, I'm just going to do a recording. So we're going to go over market temperature this morning. It is now 6:16 a.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to upload this video once I'm done. And for you guys that are on the West Coast, it'll just be available to you when you wake up. All right, so let's get started here. Okay. All right. So when I do my when I analyze, I like to analyze SPY. So this is what I see in SPY this morning. So if you guys take, I'm on the daily right now, the daily chart. And if you notice here, the last 11 or 12 days, we were under this area here, which was about around 385-ish. So this was your resistance. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it took 13 days for this breakout to occur. So we finally broke out on Friday, and we got above this resistance level, which is what it was on Friday. Once we closed above this level, this resistance level now became new support. So this is no longer resistance. This is now support. So this is 385.99. So let's take a look at where we are pre-market. Now, I do hold a pre-market show in Discord between 8 and 9, along with Chris. He is a catalyst trader, and I'm more price action technical analysis. So we work together with the show, and it's good because between the hours of 8 and 9 a.m. Eastern time, we do have a lot of retail traders come in. Also, any catalyst that's important that affects the market, generally it'll come out around 8:30. So it's the best time, and we have a community. All of the links are down below for the Discord if it's something that you guys are interested in. All right, so here we got this resistance wall here. We pushed above it on Friday. So now this is new support here. All right, this is now new support. So we should hold this channel. What I like here on the daily is we do have a low here. We have a higher low, and now we have even a higher low. So this is an indication that we want to continue up. The good news is that we are pointing up, heading above 50. If we can get above 50, we can get some strength with equities. We do have our resistance levels coming up here. First resistance around 392-ish, second resistance around 400, 405-ish. But as you see, this is kind of creating a double bottom pattern. You have a low here, you have a higher low, you got possible W forming. So if we can get some good momentum and burst through these walls, we may be able to see a turn in direction. All right, let's take it to the top. All right, so we got the monthly here. I like to go from the top to the bottom. What I like here about the monthly is where we're currently at. You can see these are the zones that I drew on the daily here. But if you take a look, let's go ahead and clear all this out. If you take a look closely here, you see this is a very significant support area in terms of where we're at. So we're looking at the monthly time frame here. And as you can see here, we've been pulling back for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, about 14 months we've been falling back. I know it, pulling back rather. I know everybody could feel the pullback in the market. We've kind of been in an overall downtrend, but we're still in a bullish flag overall. We're just pulling back. Where we are currently is a very significant support level. You can see here that this support level has been holding for quite some time. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. 9 months we've been holding this support level, which is around like 375-ish here. You can see a couple months ago we fell below, closed below. It was kind of like a scary time, but then the previous month we came back above and we closed above, and we've been above since then. So this is what you call a fake out here. All right, so we're now at this significant level of support, which is about 375-ish here in this area, as you can see, and we are heading back up to the top of this flag. That's what it looks like, and that's what it appears as you see here. When we get up here, we reject, we come down. When we come down, we come back up, we reject, come back down, come up, and so forth. That's been the pattern over the last 6 or 7 months. So again, we are here at the bottom of this flag. We're coming back up to the top of the flag, which that's what it appears. Let's take a look at the weekly here. Weekly here, we did close on Friday with this candle. Which is a potential reversal candlestick. You can see the doji here that formed week prior, stayed a little bit under the 200 MA. You had this doji the week before that, a little bit under the 200 MA, but you could see the buyers and sellers fighting for control right here. Finally, yesterday, we created this hammer here and we closed above the 200 MA. So this is definitely good signs that we want to continue to head up. You can even see the double bottom trying to create here, where you got this W here that wants to create. And I told my team in our show that we have in Discord that is if we hold this level, it's going to more than likely create a double bottom. The good news is once this part is created, once we get here to this area, we could potentially break. And as you see in the last, 6, 7 months, we've been rejecting 410, 412-ish area. So at some point, these patterns have to break. We're not going to be in consolidation forever. Consolidation only happens, for a certain amount of candles, depending on your time frame. Like if we're in the monthly, then you're looking at, anywhere between 8, 11 months. If you're on the daily, 8 and 11 days, right? So we viewed it from a higher time frame perspective, looking at the monthly. So we've been consolidating in that area between 375-ish and 410 for about 8 months now. So, I mean, we are close to a time where it may be time to break that area. So this is my speculation here. The fact that we're holding this 200 MA is good signs. The fact that we're at support on the monthly at, close to 375-ish area, heading on our way back up, that's also a good sign. So between the monthly and the weekly, I do see some bullish signs here. You got this lower high, you got a higher, and then you got a higher here. So now we're going to take it to the daily. So what do we see on the daily? So we already talked about what we see on the daily, right? We talked about how this area has been resistance, right? We talked about how this is the support on the monthly, which is 375, and you can see this area has held, even though for 1, 2, we've been consolidating, we've been holding this area here, right? This 375-ish area. But let's take that off for right now because this is now support. And we're only looking at what the temperature today would be, approximately. But what I like to do is I like to give you an overall perspective so that you can see where we are as a whole. So that it makes sense why we're either bullish or bearish, depending on what the day is going to be. So if you see on the monthly, we're at a very significant support. We started off the month around the 375-ish area. We finally broke above the 200 MA on the weekly, created a hammer, which is a reversal candlestick at support. So it does appear that we are heading back up at least to 409, 410, and it's a big probability we could potentially break that level. All right. So let's look at what's going on this morning. So right now we are, 386.5 here is the resistance. We broke above it, closed at about 387. So let's see where we're at currently. Okay. So you can see here that we hit a high of 390. So we're definitely in the up direction. We are pointing up. We have a lot of, we got some more room to go. I mean, on the 4-hour chart, we've got, up to 86, 87. We're about 77 here. So we still got a little bit more room to go. And as you see here, when we broke above this level here on the daily, we also pushed past above this 200 MA. This is definitely signaling strength right here. I like this. The fact that of course, we want to see what it looks like around 8, 9 o'clock, which you guys should join our Discord because I'll be live around that time as well. I have the link on the bottom, but you can see this bullish flag potentially forming here. You got the pole, you got the flag, you're above the 200 MA. This is all signs of strength. This is all signs of strength. All right, so let's take a look at the hourly here. All right, same thing here. You can see here, I drew this on the daily, and you can see how long it's been resisting this level here. This resistance, rejection, or rejection, resistance, same thing. Rejection, right? Rejecting this resistance area. Finally, we break through. Now we are, you know, a little bit overbought here as well. So we got to be careful, but this is just the lower time frames. It's just the hourly. Right now, we're showing strength in all the different time frames. Okay. So just be aware of that. So what I'm going to do right now, because I do see bullish momentum, I do see that we may have like a temporary pullback because we are kind of overbought here on the hourly. 4 hours still has a little bit more room to go, but primarily what I'm seeing is strength. So what I'm going to do is I am going to draw out these zones here. So we know this is now support because it was resistance. It was resistance for quite some time. So now once this completes breaking out, it's going to come back here and test this level as now new support. That's generally how stocks work. So let's look to see where the next resistance area would be here. All right, and we got to go back to the lower time, to a little bit higher, which is on the 4 hour, because remember, it's been, you know, quite a few days, like 13 days since we even been above this level here. So I'd say this here would be like the next resistance level. So this is 386 and this is 392. That's about $5. And remember, the ATR on SPY, I think it's only like $6 or $7. So you never want your support and resistance for your daily trades to be more than $6, because that wouldn't make sense, because on average, SPY only moves about $6 or $7. So, you know, $4 or $5 is a good gap here. So 386 would be your support. Your resistance coming up is about 392. And if it doesn't reject here, your next level would be about, I'd say about 398. So these are your zones here. All right, these are your zones. So you could wait till we get here. This could possibly be like a potential, oh shoot, hold on, I might have been a little too high. Oh, right here. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for an area where we've touched a lot. Okay, here, 399. All right, so if we don't reject here because we have a lot of strength, then this would be your next area that we would possibly reject at, right? So these are our zones. Once we break out, we get exhausted up here, it'll probably pull back to here, and this is confluence. So not only is this support because it pushed above this level here on the daily and on the 4 hour, of course, but also you got your 200 MA. So coming back to test the 200 MA as new support is also confluence, and also with these zones here. So this would be a good entry area after this breakout completes. Because remember, you take calls at support, you take puts at resistance, right? So, I mean, depending on how strong this is, which I see that we're pretty strong in equities, we could just push past this area right here, take it to 400 if there's a lot of strength in equities. If not, we may take it up here, reject, and then come back here and test this level. But I like to put two zones just in case, because if you're following the candles throughout the day, you'll be able to see if there's still a lot of strength to push past this, or if it's going to reject here. You'll have signs of reversal. And if you're not familiar with resistance or support and how to find the signs for the reversal, I have a link below. Because I am a live instructor and I have courses. So everything is in the description below. All right, so before we go here, we're going to take a look at SQQQ. So I like to look at SQQQ because it is inverse of QQQ, and QQQ follows SPY generally because the equities typically align with one another. So if SQQQ is showing me there is some downward momentum, then that typically means that my analysis in SPY is correct. So I like to see SQQQ in more of a downtrend, and I like to see SPY in an uptrend in order for my analysis for the morning to make sense, okay? All right, so let's take a look here at the daily. All right, so we do have a bullish flag here on SQQQ. We kind of been tracking this for some time here. We didn't make it up here. So I said if we break out above this flag, this could be the next resistance, but it did reject, come all the way back down to the bottom of the flag. Now, if it breaks below this flag here, Generally there's going to be a little bit of, more downward momentum, which I see that that's actually happening here. This is a pretty big selling candle. Friday we had a good momentum in equities, and in SQQQ, of course, the opposite. So we took it to the top of the flag, brought it all the way back to the bottom, right? And we're pointing down here. It's definitely showing signs of weakness, and I like that. So let's take a look at where we closed at. We closed here at about 52.38 was where we closed at. So let's bring our little marker up here. This was the closing, 52.38. Let's see where we're at now. Yes, we're below it, right? So if we can stay below it, and I'll be, again, doing all of this between 8 and 9. So if you guys have not joined our Discord, definitely do that, because that is the perfect time to analyze, because it is when retail traders step in. So right now we're below the flag here, which is at 51.33. That is good signs. That is good signs that we're going to stay below this flag here, because look, now it's resistance. It fell through. So it didn't hold this flag. It actually broke through the support, and now the support is in resistance. So if we open up today below this level here, it's good signs that we want to continue down. If that is the case, then equities will continue to rise. We will see momentum, with SPY and QQQ and so forth. So that's what I see today. I did have a little bit of technical issues this morning trying to go live. So I don't have a lot of time, or as much time as I wanted this morning. But this is what I'll be doing every single morning, so that way people can get a clear direction on the market before it opens. Okay. All right. Again, my name is Desiree, and I am your analyst. Have a good morning.